Hello?
Hello. What is up?
What's up? Oh, just leaving work. How about you?
Oh, just enjoying the last few days of my vacation.
How many days you got left?
What is it, Thursday? 3 days.
That's how you know you're on vacation. What day is it?
To be fair, I never know what day it is.
I okay, listen. This is the this is like a special week because usually I do know what day it is. But this week we had Labor Day, so we were off on Monday. So
Ooh, nice.
like every other day has been kind of like off kilter a little bit for me. So when you messaged me earlier and you said, "Hey, when are we recording?" I was like, "Oh, damn, it is Thursday." Yeah, and I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this out right now. I'm gonna try to keep it kind of level as far as my vocals go,
Sure.
because for since like Saturday, I've been having problems with my ears, and it's
Oh,
been it's been a like a clogged feeling in my ear with some ringing and just all around not a good time. Could barely and
shit.
yeah, so I did the normal stuff where like I went to see if there's was earwax in there, and I got like some drops to kind of coax it out, and just just I was pulling some earwax. I don't know what it was
Uh-huh.
today. The floodgates just opened at around 2 o'clock, and I can hear mouth farts. So everything's kind of loud for me right now. So I'm trying to keep it a little level.
Will do. I won't scream.
Well, no. You can scream. I don't care. It's just I'm not used to having full range in my ears again, so I'm trying to keep my voice at like a decent level.
All right, I get you.
Uh, so yeah, a couple things to go over on this week's podcast. You did your first review for the podcast.
I did. I'm very proud of myself.
Yeah, we both played the game, and but I'm gonna let you talk about it first. Go ahead and tell everybody what you. I'm so sorry. Go ahead and tell people what you played.
Well, we got a key for Welcome to Kowloon, which is a very interesting little horror experience. Probably about an hour long. It took me 53 minutes. So I don't know how long it took you.
Uh, it was around like 45, 50 minutes.
All right. Do you get all the achievements and shit, or no?
Were there any achievements for doing something out of the realm of just going through the game?
Yeah, there's two. One for drinking all the tea and one for feeding the dog.
Okay, I did not drink any tea. So.
Yeah. No,
Oh
I
wait,
just
no, I drank tea at the beginning. I drank tea at the beginning because it makes you.
yeah, but there's like then you go back to like the cup of tea and you press it again, and you get an achievement for that.
Oh dang, I might re-download it later.
Yeah, I know that's fine. But yeah, it was like for me that's like I like getting achievements. It was nice to have like an easy achievement game. Nothing
Yeah,
too difficult, nothing too hard. The atmosphere I loved.
yeah,
I
it did
love
have a
how
very good
cramped
atmosphere.
everything is.
And just before we go any further, if you like the atmosphere in this game, he had a game. Well, I'm honestly not sure if it's a male or a female, but the developer whose name is escaping me right now, it's like it's like two numbers. I think it's like in four
N4BA?
in 4BA. Yes, okay, thank you.
No
Uh,
problem.
Emily and I used to go on HIO, and we would like play whatever horror games we could find that had controller support. And
Yeah.
he had his previous game was on HIO, and I think it was called Wrong Floor. That game terrified me. It was
Damn.
basically it's yeah. Real quick, I've got a hold on. Okay, I'm good. So basically, that game was you are in an elevator and you get off and you're not on the right floor and you can't get off back on the elevator. It's about the same length as Welcome to Kowloon,
Yeah.
uh, but basically you're having to do some puzzles to get the elevator back up and running. And there, I don't want to spoil it, but there is something on the floor with you, and I don't think there were any jump scares, but it was mainly the game just packing on tension and like because you know something's there, and like every now and then you see it. But it was so good, and I actually put that in the email when I reached out. I said, hey, we really loved Wrong Floor. We would love to review Welcome to Kowloon.
Yeah, no, like I'm really glad you made me play this game because like it's been a while since I've actually felt since I played like I played a lot of games, but like feeling like tense, like atmosphere wise, that in that sense, it's been a long time.
Oh yeah, and this guy is Wrong Floor had great atmosphere. This game has great atmosphere as well. Uh, just as far as like little things, like when I came, because I'm not gonna like we're not gonna talk about too much of like what actually happened in the game, but one part that really stuck out to me was there's a part where you have to go to the store, and as you walk out of the store, the music abruptly stops. I was like, oh, I don't like that.
Like it took me a little bit of a second to like notice, but it's really oppressive. Like to enter the city, like to enter the city itself, you're walking through a door.
Yeah.
And when you start to think about it, like what city do you walk into like you go into through a door?
It kind of reminded me of I don't know if you've seen Ready Player One, but it reminded me of the cities in that movie / book.
What movie? I'm sorry.
Ready Player One.
Oh, it's been too
Now,
long since I've seen the movie. I can't remember shit.
oh, okay, I was about to say if you have not seen that movie, you need to go watch that ASAP. Even like I never say this, but the book is a lot better than the movie. I recommend that as well. I actually Ready Player Two came out, and I started the audiobook when that came out, but I didn't have enough. Like I didn't remember anything from the first Ready Player One, so I never got into it. So I'm actually considering going for 1 second Ready Player Two.
Good to know. I haven't read the book either, so.
Yeah. So continue with your thoughts.
No, but like base like short, really like short, like to the point, like of this what the story is about. You're basically a young college student in mainland China. Um, well, apartments and shit is like expensive as fuck. So like you're trying to find a cheap apartment room just to like stay in, and
Relatable.
yeah, you find one. You find one in Kowloon. And like I said, like you park your car outside the city, walking through a door, start walking through the streets, then goes to like this very dilapidated apartment complex till you find like where you're gonna be staying at. And
Yeah,
basically that's about as much as I want to tell about the story because I feel like otherwise just spoilers.
yeah, and just know spooky stuff happens. First off, uh,
Yes.
and as somebody like I'm not like a clean freak at all. Like I'm pretty like middle of the road. Like I just kind of like let me put it to you this way. Uh, I would probably clean my house. Like if I was a single man living on my own, I would probably clean my house twice a week, maybe once, just depending. But like I kind of pick up after myself as I go along.
Yeah. Hello? Is this our first disconnection of the day? Hello? I guess it is. Let's know.
There it is.
I swear to God, I tell people that when we're recording, and it doesn't.
People are just waiting for you to start recording and just like, okay, I should call him now.
Yeah, it was my mom calling, and then, like I told her, I said I'm going to be recording a podcast. I want to leave here later. Like I said, just don't call me. And then I told Emily, and I told her earlier, I said it's a good thing that Leo told me to remind me on Thursday because we're recording a podcast later. And then as soon as my mom, as soon as I handled that, I declined my mom's call. I was like recording, and then like Emily's call was coming through. I was like recording, and then when the It was a whole thing. One day, we'll get one where nothing happens.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting day that day.
Like I'll go to hit end record. I'm like,
You're gonna be about to hit the button, then somebody's gonna call.
oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, so anyway, as I was saying, like I'm not like a clean freak at all, really. I mean, I just kind of clean up after myself here and there. But like
Yeah.
the atmosphere in this game made me very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean, I live in a country with not too much space, so
Yeah.
I could understand like that claustrophobic, like everything has to be put like everywhere, very close by. So like no matter what, yeah, there's gonna be stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
Also, people are
and
not very
like-
clean.
Yeah. Well, is it kind of like how it was in this, where but you have like your own apartment though. Like there's nobody that shares the apartment with you.
Oh no, I live alone, and I have no idea how, but I got a pretty big apartment for myself.
Yeah, the second that I walked in the game and realized that I did not have the apartment to myself, I was like, okay, I don't want this anymore.
I lived in a room, and honestly, that room in the game's a little bit bigger than one I used to live in.
Or you're talking about just the room that is exclusively your characters?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So that part, the atmosphere was creepy enough, but there was one time a jump scare got me, and I'm not gonna tell where it is. But I told Emily that I was like, yeah, I'm gonna play a horror game on the Steam Deck, so I'm gonna have my AirPods in. And at one point, like I jumped in the bed and I started jump scare. And I was like, yep.
Oh well, we have to talk about the most important part of the game.
Dog.
The dog.
What a heckin' good boy that was.
Dude, I saw him. I was like, "Oh my god, he looks so sad." As soon as I found the food, I needed to like give him the food. I was like, "This dog needs to eat."
After because you get like these kind of little notifications at the bottom of the screen where it'll be like, oh, the poor dog looks hungry. I was like, I'm gonna scour every inch of this building and try to find some dog food.
That's what the same thing.
I was like, I don't care what happens to me in this game, but this dog's gonna eat.
Yeah, this doggy gets to eat.
Yeah. So, and you mentioned it earlier. I was actually really glad that this was a short game because I've been playing a lot of fairly long games. I've been playing like Baldur's Gate 3, and I just started playing Sea of Stars, which is a game that we will definitely get in. That will definitely be a review on the podcast because
you played a little bit of Armored Core as well.
Yeah, Armored Core. The easy mode mod is out. So I will be back into that game eventually. But yeah, so I mean, just a lot of really long RPGs and stuff like that, and just having a game where I was like an hour in, done. It felt nice. It felt really nice.
It's nice because it's like it doesn't try to overstay its welcome. You feel like you get this like the whole gist of this what happened like in just like a little short time. And it honestly was just enjoyable and just in that, like without even counting the atmosphere. And then
absolutely.
Then you add like the whole game itself. It's like, yeah, this was worth the time investment because it left you feeling full for what it is.
Yeah, and for anybody that's looking into this game for yourselves, I think it's only $7. It's very cheap.
Yeah, it's very cheap.
Like I said, I think I said, but the developer did give us a review key, so just having that out there.
Yes,
but
thank you.
I gave the key to Leo and I purchased it for myself so I could play along with him. Hour long. That's where I was going. I played it on Steam Deck. Before I get into the Steam Deck stuff, how did you feel performance-wise? How did it run on your computer?
Okay, the game ran pretty good. It just noticed like every so often the game just kind of lagged, like it was loading. I don't know
Huh.
if it was just like a glitch, like like sometimes it's like software just kind of does
Yeah.
software stuff and just kind of glitches up.
Software gonna software.
Yeah, but other than that, it was pretty good. Like my main annoyance really was the that the head like the head movement stuff made
Yeah.
me really dizzy. Like it made me feel like my character was drunk, which I hope not,
Yeah.
because the guy got into the place driving a car. So
Yeah. And I kind of had a little bit of performance issues too. I played on the Steam Deck. Perfectly playable on Steam Deck, but what I did was I bumped the game settings down just a tad.
yeah,
Which I think there's only two like graphics settings. I have to go back and look. I think it's just regular settings, and then you can put them on like a lower setting. And I did that, and then I had to tweak the sensitivity a little bit because I felt like I was turning in molasses. Um,
there.
but after I tweaked the sensitivity a little bit and I got the settings where I wanted, this game ran great. The only time I really had a problem control wise, I'm assuming you did mouse and keyboard.
I was gonna ask you, because this happened to me, and I know I mentioned it to you, but like I didn't hear if you happened to you as well. Like my character would start turning by itself. Did that happen to you?
No, that didn't happen to me. But what I was asking, did you play on a controller or did you play keyboard and mouse?
Controller.
Okay. Maybe that was just like that could have just been like a little controller glitch.
I mean, it
Uh,
could be. It's just that it's like I played a couple games before and a couple games after, and I didn't have like anything happen. That's why I was That's why I was wondering if it happened to you.
well, I mean, I've played a few games here and there where like when there's like that loads something and if you give a control. Hold on. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Uh, but like if you were to push like up on the thumb on the joystick, it would kind of get stuck if it was loading something. I've had that happen in a few games before, so it could just be
That could
uh,
be it.
it just could be like a little software glitch.
Yeah.
I only had one real issue control wise, and there is a section of the game where you have to kind of move quickly. You have to escape from something.
Oh yeah.
That was very hard to do with the base settings with the control. So just a little thing for people to go in and do. Just tinker with the settings before you like when you first get your hands on the controls. Just tinker with the settings until it feels comfortable because it'll benefit you later on down the road.
Yeah. Um. Honestly, the first time I did it, just kind of because the game turns you around, and I wasn't expecting the game to turn me around to like face the direction I was gonna run. So I
Yeah.
kind of ran in straight into the thing that's chasing.
Oh, not straight into the thing.
Well, yeah, it's just that I'm used to like games where like, oh, you need to run, move your character to look like he could run, because it happened like it's basically what happened to me with RE4 remake. I don't remember. Do you remember the part where Mendes shows up?
Or who?
Uh, Vitoris Mendes, the
Oh yeah, the village chief.
yeah, the village chief. Like you're like
Yes.
walking into the station, he shows up, he turns the knob for the door. It's like, yeah, you have to run now, and like
Yeah.
Leon is like strictly facing the Mendes when like you resume control.
Yes.
Yeah, I was expecting something like that to happen, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna need to turn around and then run, and no, I turned around and run into the thing.
Yeah. How dare they turn you around?
To be fair, it's a stupid habit. Like I've passed
Yeah.
it like the first time, like afterwards, but I'll give the game this much. Like it doesn't punish you for like losing.
Yeah.
It'll be like
It only puts you back a little bit.
yeah, like basically like, oh, just a little checkpoint.
Yeah. Uh, But yeah, any final thoughts you want to leave the people with?
Actually, play it because it's like I said, it's nice little fun bite-sized experience. And honestly, after playing so many long games, I'm kind of missing that. I didn't know I missed it until I had it.
Yeah, and if you do happen to play this and you like it, go on HIO and download Rome 4 because that was his game before, and that was a very very good game.
I'll be looking into it.
Yeah. So the second thing I wanted to touch on for this episode was your Armored Core 6 thoughts so far.
Armored Core. I've been enjoying the game, but I gotta admit, it is like very stingy with checkpoints after a while.
Yeah, I am not that far into the game. I I probably realized pretty quickly that this was not going to be my jam until an easy mode mod came out.
Yeah.
I stupidly thought for some reason that even though this is a From Software game, it's mechs, so it won't be as hard. Because
Welcome
I
to
didn't
the
know.
family, son.
Yeah, I didn't. I had never played an Armored Core game before, but then when the reviews started coming out for Armored Core 6, people were like, "Yeah, this game is really hard." And then I looked into Armored Core more, and like there was the memes of people playing the game with like the controllers backwards and all that. And I was like, "Uh-oh, I might be in danger." And in the game, it really does start you off with a very false sense of security because you're taking things out so easy. And then you get to that first boss, and it just kicks your ass.
To be fair, like the boss, how far did you get into the game? I forget. Like, do you go to the wall?
Yes, I got to the boss that's on the top of the wall.
Okay, yeah, because like the first boss that like made me like almost rage quit, was the boss that's the next big boss in the game, where you're like assaulting an ocean base. That motherfucker. That's the one I sent you the meme for the yesterday.
The Iron Man meme.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, and like again, there's the mission that's right before the one that I was on, the wall mission. It's you take on this gigantic thing and literally massive. And I
Yeah.
got through it in one try. Didn't even die a single time. And I was like, man, I'm really getting the hang of this. Like I'm doing great. Things are great. And then the game's just like, oh, dude, no. And then it just puts you up. And again, I got past the first part of that mission and the checkpoint, which completely heals you and restocks everything, which I wasn't expecting.
Which is very nice.
Yeah, but as soon as they did that, I was like, they're about to kick my ass. Because I was like, there's no way they're just giving me this and they're about to put me up against some weak things.
Yeah. No,
But,
the game basically wants you to play a certain way sometimes.
which I'm not necessarily opposed to, but again, there is no reason that these games should not have a difficulty mode.
I mean, there is. You gotta suffer.
I don't want to suffer. I want to.
Well,
Like,
the fuck are you playing a FromSoft game then?
Because here's the thing: FromSoft games have incredible game design in them until you put the difficulty in, and it's like you can make this easy, and I can still enjoy it. Like I played the Liza P demo for our Steam Next Fest coverage, and the atmosphere of that game is so pitch perfect. It is an incredible world to be in. I just want to walk around that world and experience more of it. But the game just won't stop killing me. And I thought about it.
Because you're weak.
Like Liza P is going to be on Game Pass. And if they ever do put an easy mode mod out, I would download that immediately and try it. But until that day, I'm not going to do it.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm going to save up to buy that one next month.
You say what now?
I need to save up to buy it next month because I really want to play it.
Just save $15 from your Game Pass, my dude.
Not something I want to talk to like during while we're here for like all the public, but you know my reasons why I can't get it.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, I mean, I actually saw an article talking about the Armored Core 6 Easy Mode mod, and towards the end, it's like the author of this mod is now hiding from the Souls community. Wait, and that's going to be a topic for like a later day. But I understand wanting difficult games, but just give us the option. It's not going to hurt anybody.
Oh man, you know, I know I often seem like an asshole when I say like, yeah, you should just get used, you should just get good. But like, yeah, I personally just really like a game where like it makes me work for my wins. I guess that's why I love just FromSoft games. And yeah, it's just like just because of my personality, I can't really understand why people want an easy mode. But yeah, I'm trying to be like, yeah, you gotta be inclusive for people who want to play games. But like, I feel like if the developers want to make a hard game, you should just let them make a hard game.
It can still make a hard game. Just make it easy for me.
No, fuck you. You're playing a FromSoft game. You gotta suffer. That's part of the experience.
I mean, the best argument that I have against FromSoft games only being is actually Sea of Stars. They have a mechanic that I think is brilliant. They have in Sea of Stars there is basically it's basically level scaled, so there's no grinding. Like whatever level you are is what level everything is going to be.
Okay.
So
Level scaling.
no matter what, yeah. So basically, as long as you are smart enough and you manage your resources, there is no fight that you cannot do. That being said, there are these things called relics in the game that make it easier. And honestly, I'm to the point in my life where I don't want to beat my head against the wall. I just want to. Sometimes I just like to have a story, and this game's story is very good.
That's
So
fair.
I don't want to muddle that with me getting frustrated at some of the battles. So, and every one of these relics have. I'm assuming there's more than 2 relics. I only have 2 though. One of the relics and the relic that I use, basically it refills your health at the end of every battle,
Yeah.
which makes it a lot more enjoyable for me.
Fair.
But if you don't want that, if you want the game to be difficult and challenging, you can keep that turned off. And I think that is a brilliant way to handle difficulty.
I mean,
Because
sure.
you're not changing anything about the game settings. You're just giving an item that makes it easier for the people that want it easier.
Okay, but again, I feel like developers should be left to make the games they want to make. Because like the way I see Dark Souls, like they wanted the game to be hard. Maybe they didn't expect the New Game Plus game modes to be hard as fuck, but they wanted the game to be hard just because like that's the experience they wanted you to like have. And yeah, I feel like if you make the game easier, for my opinion, it's just not the same. Like I could not imagine playing Dark Souls in like any of the Dark Souls games in an easier mode.
So
Just-
I actually I played a lot of Elden Ring without the easy mode mod, which is not saying a whole lot because people have told me that is the easiest one.
I mean, it is like to be fair, it's probably the easiest if you know where to get stuff.
Well, and see, that's the thing. Like I did the grinding achievement, or not the grinding achievement, the little grinding glitch where you kill that bird over and over again. You can level up super fast.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's also a thing where there was I don't remember the name of the boss, but it was like this dog boss.
Oh,
I think it was
Red Wolf of Radagon.
Yes, that guy.
Why do I know this so quickly?
It's like you love these games.
Yeah.
But basically, I was having a lot of trouble, and I was is it an Arcanist? Is that the spellcaster class?
Astrologer.
All right,
Astrologer.
astrologist. That was my class, and I was just having a lot of trouble on that boss. Like I googled like what other people with my class were doing, and they said there's this really cool black flame spell that you can go get over here. and that's an area that I never been to. So that led to like a literally like a 2 hour little side quest that I went on for myself,
Yeah.
and that gave me something that made that fight easier. I feel like that's a lot of what makes Elden Ring the easiest Souls game, because there's multiple different ways you can tackle things, and if something doesn't work, you can go over here and kind of grind some stuff out and come back with a new weapon.
Yeah. Also, you were at the area which is basically like anti-mage, because like everybody has magic resistance there.
Yeah, it was a real fun time for me.
Yeah.
But so I mean, I got up until I think it was like right before the elevator that takes you into the mountains, where the snow-capped mountains.
Yeah.
And finally, I was like, I'm just not about the challenge anymore. I kind of want to dumb this down just a little. And what the Elden Ring easy mode was, it increased the damage you dealt. It decreased the damage you took. And I want to say it basically got rid of weight. So you're like, I mean, you basically had a lot more stamina. And while all that sounds like a lot, it honestly did not change the game's difficulty that much. It just toned it down just enough to where the challenge was still there, but it was manageable for somebody like me. Which is why, like, I've with this easy mode mod, I'm now considering one day going back and playing through all the Souls games that are available on PC, because I actually did just like a little cursory glance, and I'm pretty sure every FromSoft game that is available on PC has the easy mode mod.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure they do.
If that team could get on Lies of P, I'd play it.
Oh look, I'm pretty sure. Like basically like any game I played, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be an easy mode. Like any game that doesn't have like a difficulty setting.
Well, I can tell you one thing: Remnant did not. When I looked.
Oh really? I thought I saw some. I thought I saw some, but I didn't check too hard.
To be fair, I didn't look too hard either, so I just kind of did Remnant easy mode. It wasn't the first thing I posted.
But to be fair, Remnant actually has a difficulty setting.
Yeah, okay, so I guess they probably wouldn't have one then.
Yeah, because like I was playing in like hard, whatever like the second highest difficulty is, but I'm pretty sure there was like easy and everything. So.
Okay. Well, on that note, I am about to be home, so I'm gonna do some closing thoughts, and we're definitely gonna talk about difficulty more in another podcast.
Yeah.
But before we get out of here, we're not doing the audio for these on this week's episode because we already had enough to talk about. But if you want to check out a review from a really cool game called Byte Links, it's an RTS. That review went live as well. Leo's written review for Welcome to Kowloon is on the WordPress site. Which, I mean, if you're listening to this podcast, you probably are friends with me on Facebook, so you can see the links. But I'll probably put a link to it in the show notes for the podcast. And also, my written Baldur's Gate 3 review is up now. Leo actually just started playing Baldur's Gate 3, so he'll have thoughts about that soon as well.
Yeah. If it doesn't bite me in the ass.
It'll be okay. You got this. But yeah. Anyway, thanks for listening, and thanks for hanging in there, Leo.
No, thanks for inviting me. I always have fun just with this podcast, man.
All right. See you later.
See you later, man.